They may be a little lumpy, but for lumpy potatoes, you must admit they're nice and lumpy.
Ricky Nelson once had it all: fame, fortune, and a face America trusted. Born into entertainment royalty, he didn't just grow up in the spotlight, he practically lived inside it. From the moment he appeared on the adventures of Ozzie and Harriet, millions watched him transform from a shy kid into the clean-cut teen idol every parent approved of. But behind that perfect image was a life quietly cracking under pressure. Ricky, born Eric Hilliard Nelson on May 8, 1940, was never the loud, confident heartthrob people assumed he was. Friends described him as sensitive, humble, even introverted. Yet the machine around him kept pushing him forward. When rock and roll exploded, Ricky jumped in, determined to prove he was more than just a TV kid. After being rejected by over 20 record labels, he finally landed a deal and shocked everyone when his first record sold 1 million copies. Suddenly, he wasn't just America's favorite TV son, he was a real rock star. Hit after hit followed, and for a while it looked like his future had no ceiling. But as the years passed, the public refused to let him grow up. They didn't want Rick Nelson the artist, they wanted Ricky Nelson the memory. When his sound evolved and the fame faded, the rejection hit hard. He toured relentlessly, sometimes performing hundreds of shows a year, playing smaller venues just to stay afloat. The pressure, the disappointment, the feeling of being trapped inside an old version of himself, it all started to take a toll. Rumors of substance use and personal struggles followed him, and his marriage to Chris Harmon collapsed into bitterness and chaos. By the time the 1980s arrived, Ricky was exhausted, financially drained, and still chasing respect he felt he'd never truly been given. Then came the night that ended everything. On December 31st, 1985, Ricky boarded a private plane headed to a New Year's Eve show in Dallas. The aircraft was old, a 1944 model, and soon after takeoff something went wrong. Smoke filled the cabin, panic erupted, and the plane went down in a Texas field. Ricky and 6 others, including his girlfriend and bandmates, never made it out. Only the pilot survived. Almost immediately, the media turned tragedy into scandal. Rumors spread that illicit substances caused the fire, and those whispers grew louder than the truth. Even when the official investigation later pointed toward a heater malfunction and pilot error, the damage was already done. Ricky Nelson's name became tied to speculation instead of remembrance. And what the public didn't know was that the crash wasn't the end of the heartbreak, it was the beginning. When his family opened his estate, they discovered he hadn't left behind wealth. He left behind $4.5 million in debt. His twin sons, Gunnar and Matthew, were only 18, and instead of inheriting security, they inherited a financial nightmare. They could have filed bankruptcy and walked away, but they refused because they believed their father wouldn't have wanted that, and because bankruptcy would have meant losing control of his legacy. So they did the impossible. They spent years paying off every cent, building their own careers from scratch just to save the Nelson name. And decades later, even after the investigation cleared the rumors, the lies still lingered, so they finally decided to tell the story themselves. Because Ricky Nelson wasn't just a teen idol who died in a crash. He was a man who spent his whole life trying to escape a perfect image, only for the world to reduce him to one last headline.